Hey guys, it's Santana, and this is my second time filming this video, but I just wanted to make sure I had all the facts and that I have some points to share, because I had filmed this yesterday and I was just rambling, so I at least want this to kind of be like an organized rant. So if you are living under a rock, or you just don't have access to the news, or you just haven't been on your phone lately, there has been this week, this past couple weeks, this month, this year, this lifetime has been a constant reminder that Black people are not seen as human or are not seen as worth life. So basically what I'm coming at is how this week in particular, there was a murder in Minneapolis, Minnesota, of a man, George Floyd. He was stepped on. Like, this police officer had his knee on his neck and basically was taking all the air out of his body. And result, him saying, "I can't breathe." And this is a reminder of Eric Garner, who 5 years ago had the same exact thing happen to him. He was choked and he was saying, "I can't breathe." So I'm honestly really mad. I may not seem like it. I'm just tired. I'm over it. I'm fed up. I'm tired of seeing Black men and women on the news, on Twitter, on Instagram, just being murdered in daylight with no shame, no remorse, and there's no consequences for the people that do kill them. So yeah, I'm just trying to make this a little more organized because I realized my video yesterday was just me all over the place. So yeah, so I made like a couple points to just talk about. So my first point is, again, Black people are tired of seeing our death, the death of our people, every 5 minutes. What I feel like the news and a lot of regular people don't understand is you can talk about the situation, you can highlight police brutality, you can talk about that, the amount of violence police enforce on Black and brown bodies. You could say that without showing video footage. I know a lot of people don't think you can, and like, oh, this is a problem, look at it, but like, I feel like that just does not help. If anything, it just, I mean, we're already afraid, we're already scared. So just seeing that, I just think it's not as helpful as many people think. So I feel like if you want to show, solidarity, if you want to spread awareness, you don't have to show the video. What you can do is show a picture of the person who was affected, who is affected, who was killed. Please choose a photo that represents them, like as a person, like a smiling photo. I hate when the news or people want to start digging up old photos of them in like a bad situation or just not a good photo in general. But they're so quick to, when a white murderer kills a bunch of people, they're quick to put that graduation photo, quick to put that nice, photo. No. So please put a photo of George Floyd that looks good. I don't know. I know it sounds like what, but they do that all the time. So George Floyd was murdered on this past Tuesday. And then in prior weeks, Ahmaud Arbery was shot by 2 white men while he was jogging. We can't do that anymore. It's just really crazy to me. Breonna Taylor was shot in her own home. Shot and killed in her own home. And her as a Black woman has not gotten the same amount of coverage. And it's just very telling that people they just think less than of Black people, but even more less than of Black women. And because she didn't have video footage, I just feel like a lot more people are like very of her situation. We talk about it, we don't care anymore, And I just hate that it's like, I don't want it to seem like a popularity contest of who has the most, I don't want it to be like that, but it's like, keep the same energy. Just keep the same energy. And it's not funny, but the Black Lives Matter movement was created by 4 women. So why are, it's created by 4 Black women, but yet when Black women are killed at the hands of the police, it's silence. That's just something I wanted to say. So my next point was you have to do more than just post a picture on Instagram or retweet a post on Twitter. You have to do some actions. So this is to everyone, black, non-black people, but this is specifically to my non-black folks. Like, y'all love some black culture, black music, black everything, but when you see black people dying, you know, the most you might want to do is repost rest in peace, injustice anywhere. You know, you like to quote MLK, and you know, you want to retweet, be like, Black Lives Matter. You want to say, you know, oh, this is wrong, racism is bad. Okay, you want a cookie for that? Like, that's so bare minimum. Like, you need to do a little more than that, honey. You cannot just be sitting up here saying this is a bad thing, this needs to get fixed. No doubt, we've been saying that. So Miss Man, what can you do? So here's a couple of things that you can do. Some actions, something that can change something, not just you saying, oh, Black Lives Matter, oh, hope they go to jail. Like, we need action. So a couple of things I have listed, and I'll try to make sure I put all the links to the petitions in the description so you can sign them and not be like, I don't know what to do, how to do it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you have Twitter, there's plenty of people who are doing tweet threads on how to help this, but I know y'all don't want to look, so it'll be like in the description. So you can sign a petition, change.org. I've signed at least 3 to 4 change.org petitions in hopes of getting justice for George Floyd, in hopes of getting justice for Breonna Taylor, in hopes of getting justice for Ahmaud Arbery. Okay, there's also petitions that you can sign to make sure that the officers involved in the murder of George Floyd will go to jail. Like, basically, we're signing that they're going to jail. Push it. Okay. There's also petitions for different organizations in Minnesota to distance themselves from the Minnesota Police Department. Yes. Or Minneapolis Police Department. Okay. There's also, you can protest. There's a lot of protesting right now going on in Minneapolis, as it should be. Safely, obviously, is safe social distancing procedures going on, but there is some protesting going on. And what aggravates me about that is, yes, there's looting. Yes, there's rioting. What do you expect? It got your attention. You're paying attention now. You weren't paying attention when we're peacefully protesting. Y'all don't want to pay no mind. But once, you know, the looting and the stuff starts happening, y'all are like, oh, this is so not necessary. But when we was walking down the street peacefully, y'all don't pay attention. Y'all want to start getting armed guards. Explain. Then there's also been proof that there were undercover cops in Minneapolis that were setting buildings on fire.
Looks like, yeah. So as you can see, the auto goes.
Guy just came with a hammer and smashed the windows.
I'm gonna fight you right now. You wanna go? Yes, what's up? Somebody hold my blunt.
Hey!
Somebody hold my blunt. I'm gonna give it up. Hey! Are you a fucking cop? What's up? You came in and broke the fucking whole bunch of shit. What's up?
Okay, thank you. So let's talk about how corrupt that is. So I'm gonna insert some pictures. There are definitely gonna be articles in the description box below if I don't have any popping up, because that's ridiculous. I mean, it's not shocking because there's been plenty of cases where officers plant guns, weapons, drugs onto people, black people in particularly, and they set them up. So I'm not shocked, just disappointed. You can also call. You can call. If I'm correct, any local officials, government officials, call them, the mayor, governor, you know, blow their phone up a little bit, call their office, be like, report the police department, report those police officers involved. Do it. And lastly, you could also just donate. There's a GoFundMe account dedicated to George Floyd's funeral arrangements, and also I believe there's one for Breonna Taylor as well. Okay, my third point, black on black crime. Folks love to bring up black on black crime when black people are murdered in the street. I don't know why this is just something, you know, they feel the need to bring up every time a white person kills a black person, and not, I guess, just in general. I took a race crime and justice class this past semester, and like I already knew that black on black crime was kind of iffy, and it was just a tactic to deflect and to, you know, put the tension back on black people and make it our fault that we're getting killed by white people. But basically people like to bring up black on black crime to be like, oh, we're killing ourselves more than they're killing us, or why do we, you know, want to fight for justice, you know, or I don't know. It's just like, why do we want to call out white people for white on black crime but not black on black crime? Like, why do we not police ourselves? Why do we not look at ourselves? And I feel like that's just problematic in itself. Like, black people aren't killing other black people because they're black. White people are killing black people because they're black. Did you see that difference? Also, a lot of the times, like, people will mention like particular areas like Chicago, like areas in California, areas in New York. They'll mention all that, right? Okay, let's think. A lot of those areas are impoverished. A lot of those areas have lack of state funding. A lot of those areas have very little to no jobs. Like, there's nothing around them that will, it's like so hard to explain, but it's like, to me, it's so simple. Like, if you live in suburbia, because I live in the suburbs, like, you can go down the street, there's a couple jobs here, there's a couple buildings here, businesses, blah, blah, blah. 7-Eleven, different restaurants, blah, 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 right? If you go into a city, depending on where you go, there could be a store, there could be like a local bodega. It's like, I don't know, it's just certain cities don't have all that going on. So I know sometimes it's just hard to disconnect, you know, yourself and then try to imagine yourself in another person's shoes. But a lot of people actually don't have access to grocery stores. A lot of people don't have access to like an actual business, a business building, a job, like, you know what I'm saying? Which is why a lot of people do get into illegal activity, selling drugs, just doing stuff that, you know, oh wow, that's illegal. Yeah, they're doing it because they need a way to survive and provide for their family. And I'm sorry that yeah, no, I'm actually not sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing to folks that are like, why would anybody do that to sell drugs? Because that's their way of living. Because that's all they were given. That's all they have. So, and it's not a simple just get out and go find. It's not. It's not, because it goes down to the education system, and that's like a whole nother story, like a whole nother video. Like the education system, like school to prison pipeline. Have you heard of that, hun? Get into that, look into that, because that's also a major factor as to why, you know, folks are in the situations they are, why they're stealing drugs, why they're in gangs, why this is happening, why they're not doing what you think they should be doing. Okay, so then on Instagram, I basically made a post, it should pop up somewhere, about why black and white crime is not real to me. But also in a sense that it's like, why do we have to call it black and white crime and not just crime? But like, we don't hear about white on white crime. We don't hear about Asian on Asian crime. Why is that? Thank you. Also, a lot of people don't understand that there's resources in those small in those communities that is actually trying to fight against the crime. But like, no one talks about that. No one talks about that. Okay. 4th point. Say her name. Breonna Taylor and Regis Paquette. I am so sorry if I mispronounced her name. Regis Paquette. She passed away yesterday. She's lived in Canada. So this is way more than just a US issue. I don't know why people just thought it was the US. It's global. People literally hate black people globally. So in Canada, the country that people like to be like, oh, it's so great. A police officer in Canada had pushed Regis off the balcony of her building that she lived on and ruled it as a suicide, tried to frame it as a suicide. But her mom was there and saw with her own 2 eyes her daughter get pushed off the balcony. So, you know, the police officers were like, oh, this was what, suicide, da-da-da-da. So basically, they're trying to make it seem like she had killed herself, when in reality, the police killed her. So justice for her. Say her name. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple petitions for her, too. So if I see those, I'm going to put this in the description. Breonna Taylor. I forgot where she lived, but she was home, asleep, you know, doing what most people are doing. And this officer broke into her house, and her boyfriend was like, oh, this is not it. Like, who is this? So he thought someone was breaking into their house. Boyfriend did what most people I know would do. Got the gun, shot at the police officer. Police officer shot and killed her. And her boyfriend got arrested. I don't know if he was charged. I don't know if his charges were dropped. I need to obviously check on that. But it's crazy. Time and time again, black women are killed, and a lot of the times it won't get the media coverage it deserves. And it just goes into why, you know, people don't like black women. We're less than even news. We're not even newsworthy. Like, if we get on the news, it's literally like a little headline that goes by so fast you can't see it. Like, you have to scream our names to just be heard. Like, it's ridiculous. So I just want you guys to remember their names as well in the height of all of this going on. Just don't forget them. And okay, so my second to last point, if you're a non-black person with black friends or black mutuals, black family members, whatever, check on them, pray for them, call them. Understand that if they don't want to talk about it, understand that. Don't be, I don't know why you want to talk about it. I don't know why. If they don't want to talk about it, just be there, support, because this is hard. This is hard for us to keep watching. Like, one, we're scared for ourselves and those around us that we love, because that could be us. No one is safe. No one is safe. I'm literally, no one is safe. And for people to be like, I don't understand. Y'all need to, if folks just follow. No, there's been countless of times where we followed the rules. We do everything that we're supposed to do and we still get killed. So it's just like, so if you as a person of color, a non-black person, doesn't understand why your friend doesn't want to talk, or you don't understand why they're going so hard, leave. Last point kind of goes into what I just said, but person of color solidarity does not exist to me anymore. At one point I was all like, you know, if we just all kumbaya, get it together, we could fight inequality. But like at this point it's like kind of down the drain. Like, I just personally feel like, you know, I don't want to say I'm rooting for me and my, you know, my own, but it just seems like black people specifically, you know, especially black women, root and defend everybody. Everybody. And y'all just, when it's us, silence or very little whispers. But when it's a black man, black men are, we're tired. What about the black women? What about the black women that have died? What about the black moms that have to now deal with this? I just feel like people don't understand that. People aren't listening. People aren't really focusing. And it's just like, I don't know. And with people of color, like, there was a whole Asian police officer standing there, did nothing, did not a thing. And you expect me to be like, yeah, people of color solidarity, yeah, gang, gang. No. So until I see some of y'all non-black people who love to say the N-word, who love to have a black boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, who fetishize over black babies, those who listen to black people, like black music, those who listen to black music, those who take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that from black culture, like wear my hair in box braids. If you don't say anything about Black Lives Matter, if you don't say anything about black women dying, black men dying, get out, leave, exit stage left. I mean, you weren't invited to the cookout in general, but you definitely aren't invited anywhere. So leave. Like, if you can do all that, if you can take from our stuff, take our culture, listen to our music, say the N-word, date our men and women, and you have the audacity to be silent, you're just as problematic as the racist. I'm so sorry, honey. And also, I just wanted to put this in here. This was not a point, but trans men and women are dying at rapid rates. Black trans men and women, black and brown trans men and women are dying at rapid rates. Silence. No one's talking about it. No one's mentioning them. No one's acknowledging their body. Like, no one's acknowledging their humanity. Everyone's just, you know, passing by. And where I am, PG County, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And yeah, I'm just people that I follow that acknowledge the LGBTQ plus community, specifically trans men and women, black and brown trans men and women that are dying, especially by the hands of the police, especially by the hands of white people. Miss Isis King. I don't even know if that's her Instagram, but I'll put her Instagram on the screen and down below. She's a former ANTM model, and she was on When They See Us. India Moore, she's on Pose. Get into that. Get into it. I know those two specifically highlight and address black and brown trans people who die and who get very little news coverage. Very little. So, yeah. That was my rant, my organized rant about what's going on. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, honestly. And I'm just tired of having to, like, defend our humanity. Like, folks really don't think we deserve life. Folks really don't think we deserve to live a long life. Like, folks think everything we do is criminal. We are criminal to them. We don't need a weapon. We don't need we don't need anything. We're just criminal from the day we're born, and it's ridiculous. And I'm tired. So yeah, this was not expected. I did not want to film this video, but I just felt like I should. It's like 8 a.m. so I'm like up, you know what I'm saying? I'm like kind of enraged at this point. But I just hope that, I don't know, in my lifetime, soon, I don't know, this is over. I know that's kind of like far-fetched utopia type thoughts, but I'm just tired. I'm just tired of seeing people that look like me dying for existing. So I just want to send all of my love and condolences to George Floyd's family, Ahmaud Arbery's family, Sean Reed's family, Breonna Taylor's family, Regis Paget's family, to all of those who've been affected in the past millennia by racism, police brutality. I'm sending all of my love and condolences to them, to you. I'm hoping that you, yes you, are safe right now, black or non-black, but if you are black, I'm praying for you. I'm hoping everyone is safe during this coronavirus, because that's wiping us out too. Yeah, just something else I have to worry about. Yeah, I'm Santana. I'm sending y'all peace, love, and positivity. That is it.